So, hi everyone, it's Sarah here. I just thought I'd record a little video for you all because today is book launch day, book birthday for Revenge, which is the final book in the Corrupt Empire trilogy. And I am like ecstatic that Avery and Aidan's final part of their story is in the world. This series has meant a lot to me, and I've had such incredibly wonderful feedback about it that I just wanted to say thank you to everyone, because it's been not a hugely long journey. I mean, I think I started writing Betrayal back in October, November time, so maybe it was the end of September. I can't really remember the exact date. I would have to go look up when I opened the Word document originally, but that's effort. Sorry. And so the last kind of 7 or 8 months I've been working on this series, and it's finally out and it's amazing. So I thought I'd talk a little bit about this series and how it came about. So I've been reading a lot of dark romances, particularly the authors that I've been reading are Pepper Winters, who I respect for her dark romances. We won't go into my other opinions on some of her other books because, anyway. And then we've also got people like T.M. Fraser, who I've read a couple of books from her King series, and I really enjoyed those. And I just got this random idea. All my series seem to start a lot of the time with a question, and my question was, what would you do, or what would happen if you fell in love with the man who killed your parents, murdered your parents? And that's how Avery and Aidan were born. And I kind of pitched this idea to my best friend Sab, who's like my savage Slytherin sister, my kind of soulmate and twin. And she was like, "This is really cool, Sarah, you need to write this." So she was very excited about it, and she also helped me when writing Betrayal. She read the entire book for me whilst I was writing it, and I really appreciated that. Not many people know this, but I don't tend to let people see my work as I'm writing it, but I was worried about this book because obviously it's quite dark in content, and so I was like, is this good? So I wrote Betrayal in a month, and at that time I was still working full-time, so there was quite a lot of hard work went into writing that, and then I started writing Sacrifice, and that was going well until I realised that I had to move to Scotland, and also I needed to release another book. So Sacrifice kind of went on hold, but also whilst I was writing Sacrifice, I was also planning a spin-off to the Corrupt Empire series, because most of you might know, if you've read the book, Avery's best friend James Benson has also got a bit of a dodgy family history. So I thought, James's story might need telling, but actually, as it came about, he's not the protagonist of the spin-off. His brother happens to be the protagonist, which is Dante, and that I started writing that as well at the same time as I was writing Sacrifice. So there was all sorts of stuff going on, and then I had to move house, and then I was like, not just move house, move an entire length of the British Isles, essentially, to move up to Scotland, because me and my husband lived in the south of England. So it was like a 600 almost mile, 550 mile distance we had to move. Anyway, I don't know the exact, but it doesn't matter. Anyways, we did that in January, and I got here, and I was still not writing Sacrifice. I was starting to write Sacrifice again, but it was like on and off really. And then I decided I wanted to put these books out, so I was like, I've got to finish Sacrifice and I've got to write Revenge. because I knew that I was going to write 3 books by the time I was halfway through the first one. So that kind of, happened. So I decided to set the date for Betrayal. I put it out on the 20th of March, and I still hadn't finished writing Sacrifice or Revenge at this point. I hadn't even started writing Revenge. So I finished Sacrifice, and then I wrote Revenge in a very short period of time, and then it was, a question of just getting them out there and finishing them and editing them and, formatting, and now they're out in the world, and I'm like, oh my god. So it was, this has been, for me, quite a big journey, but in this relative time, it's not actually been that long since I wrote these books and put them out. So that's kind of, where we are with those, and that's how they came about. And the last thing I'm going to talk about during this video is, obviously, as I said, there is a spin-off. I've completed the spin-off now. It's called Provoked, and as I said, tells the story of Avery's best friend James's brother Dante, and I'm going to read out the blurb for you all, so that you kind of know what's gonna come next. This is the next book I'm going to release. I'm looking to release it as soon as possible. I'm arranging the cover, art, and all of that business, which is kind of like one of the final steps, and then I've got to do the editing and all the other bits that go along with that, and proofreading and anyway, we don't need to go into how much work it is to be an indie author, because it's a lot of work. Anyway, so the title of the spin-off is Provoked. It's a standalone. It's quite long, but I know it had quite a lot of story to tell. So this is the blurb for Provoked. So, I was his gift, he was my downfall. They say your parents are the two people who are meant to love you and keep you safe. So what does that say about mine? My father gave me to a man as a gift, a man who wears many masks, a man who terrifies me. Why then do I want to know what lies beneath? Why does a single touch send shivers down my spine? I know what he wants, my body, my words, my mind. I can't run, I can't hide, and I can't give in to him. My name is Leora Stewart, and Dante Benson is my master. So this is Dante and Leora's story, and I'm really excited about this one. I'm hoping that people will have read Corrupt Empire before they read this story. You don't necessarily have to, because it is not a continuation. But there are elements in the trilogy that relate to this story, and it kind of gives you the background a little bit from James's point of view of what's going on. So yeah, it's a different story to Corrupt Empire. It's got there's more family betrayals and so on, but it's not the same, and the characters are very different, and I will say that you may get some cameo appearances from Avery and Aiden, so which I'm very excited about, and I know that some people will be very excited to hear because they love Avery and Aiden. So you may hear some more about what's happening, and this book is kind of set a year after the events of Corrupt Empire, so there's some time passed, and so we'll see. Anyway, so that's what's coming next. I'm hoping to get the release date for you guys as soon as I can. But we'll see. I need the cover first, really, before I can put it up on pre-order. It will be up on pre-order. The other thing that I'm in the middle of doing is getting the paperbacks ready for the series. I've got to arrange that with my cover artist, and that's kind of one of the things that's holding us back at the moment. I've had a lot on with writing and stuff, so I haven't got them ready yet, but when I do have them ready, obviously they will be released three at the same time, and then you have all the paperbacks, and whoever wants paperbacks for the Corrupt Empire trilogy can have them. And I'm hopefully going to try and arrange, if anyone's interested in having signed copies of these, I'm going to try and work that out so that I can do signed copies if people are interested. They will be obviously more expensive because I'm in the UK, and a lot of my readers aren't necessarily in the UK, some of them in the US and beyond, so it will be expensive for me to send these books out to people signed, but I'm sure you understand. Anyway, again, this is a big day for me. It's the, book birthday for Revenge. And I just want to say thank you so much for all your support. You've been really wonderful throughout this process. Everyone who's been involved in it and everyone who supported me. So thank you and happy birthday to Revenge.